Moral decline. How I missed you. Why am I surrounded by small people? Smelling people. Why am I surrounded by smelling people? I drank maybe half by accident. By accident. Don't worry, Sigbjorn, accidents happen. Oh. Too many options. Ludin, how I missed you. A whole new turn for everyone if she survives. Okay, it was awful anyway. Hope is for the weak in this game. There's no hope left, and that's not good, and that's not fun. This needs to be addressed. Please fix it for number 2. This can't continue. This is not good. After last day, last chapter, last let's play, Onef. Just the name says it all, Onef. So we'll talk about it in the review. Onef, Ganalf, not Gandalf, Ganalf. Moral decline. How I missed you. Oh, what did I do? Sigbjorn wakes in a pool of his own sick. Why am I surrounded by small people? Smelling people. Why am I surrounded by smelling people? Let me redo it. Oh, what did I do? Sigbjorn wakes up in a pool of his own sick. Why am I surrounded by small people? The other clansmen let him sleep off his drunken stupor on the ground, and this morning he is paying the price. Help him recover, post some guards nearby, just in case. Leave and make sure he doesn't follow. Help him recover? He didn't do anything wrong last day. Reluctantly, your clansmen offer any food and drink they can scrounge together for the morning barrel. When one offers thin meat, he pushes it away. In fact, take this away from me, he says, handing you his massive meat stain. Eventually, Sigbjorn comes to you. I won't get into detail, he says. I was supposed to bring those casks from Reynivik back to Boersgard. I drank maybe half by accident. Don't worry, Sigbjorn, accidents happen. Point is, Sigbjorn continues, you don't tell anybody what happened, and I won't tell anyone about the meat you got, okay? Trust me on this one. You agree and get back to travel. Beowulf's blessing. Well, we can't access menus, so I wonder if we camp, it takes time, or still at this far in the game I still don't know. So that's if we rest. I remember there were people who needed 20 points of renown. Training heroes, and the item was blessing something. Beowulf's blessing. This one maybe? Beowulf's blessing. A draught of such intense potency that the drinker finds himself with almost uncontrollable vigor. Knockback on strength over 3. Since the characters can only move and then act, I don't see it useful. So I have Ivor that needs 20 points, and Rook needs 20 points. And also Aled needed 15 points to get to level 4 and get the item that Rook is holding for her, which is this one. No, Rook is this one. Plus 2 move, minus 1 aggro. That's perfect for Aled. Okie dokie. So we don't need to train, we don't need to rest, we have to. Someone's been nicking extra goods from the supplies, a concerned woman tells you. Counted these myself yesterday, no mistake. This keeps up, we'll be all starving before long. Post a few extra guards to watch the supplies, ask clansmen. If they've seen anything suspicious, announce that any more missing supplies result in rationing. Tell me if you see it again. 5. All of the above. Can I tell her to tell me if it happens again and post a few extra guards and ask people and say if it happens again there will be rationing? Why not? None excludes the others. They are all inclusive. What's the difference? So I'm thinking the worst because this game has taught us to think the worst. If I post few extra guards, the guards will be the ones stealing the rations. If I ask the people, I don't know, this is being harsh, tell me if you see it again. Maybe this person is the one who's stealing. Let's say 2, but I don't have a clear idea. Notice anything unusual around the wagons? You ask several groups in the caravan. To a man, they shake their heads, though they ask no questions. You can tell concern is spreading throughout. Morale decline. There's something below my frame, like here. There's something there. Unar. The quirky old man with the leather headband says, if there's one thing I know better than women and meat, it's, well, he smiles. Well, nothing, but I know when a group could use some help. Just nod and let old Unar make everything better. No questions now. What are you talking about? Unar's smile fades. I said no question, and what's the first thing out of your mouth? He shakes his head and shouts, forget it. Forget the lot of you. He storms off, and the next day there is no trace of his whereabouts. Bye bye! Send a postcard when you get there.
As we pass steep cliffs, the sprawl of Boersgard comes into view. A city of contrasting rich and poor, opportunity and gamble. Our best hope for salvation, or our graves.
The Slayer and the Slain. Which one will be us? That's a very big city compared to where we've been to. Finally, you arrive at Boersgard, where the walls stretch for miles in both directions and are littered with the bodies of dredge, varl, and men. Excuse the mess, shouts a voice from above the gates. So we get here. These are the gates. I get. Oh, I can move image. And there was something up here. Okay, big city. Yeah. Next, who are you? Broken Horn. Looking up, you spy a striking varl. His face wreathed with matted black hair. Movement at the gate catches your eye. Dredge are still banging on the gate doors, without luck. Let us in, you shout. Sigbjorn pushes past. I won't be hearing the end of this for a while, he says before yelling, open up, Volberg. They dug me out of Reynivik. You hear a laugh echoing on the wind as the door creaks. A dozen armed men, led by the massive varl, make quick work of the dredge and usher you into the city. So there are dredge at the doors, the city doors, and we are at the city doors. So we are with the dredge. And somehow we passed them, not fighting, in a game about fighting. Sigbjorn shrugs apologetically. Volberg and Sigbjorn live with Eyvind, who goes willingly, signaling that he's fine. Okay, very friendly as usual, very welcoming. We have the map here. We can go to the docks. This is Hero. It's hard to see where one can go, so that's it. Heroes, no need, market and docks. So we need to go to the docks then. Let's go to the market first because we know what's waiting for us. 1-1, it's not going to happen. Protects from death, -2 aggro. 6 for -2 aggro plus 2 armor, 6 as well, and 1 will. I think I have one of these. Nothing of interest. Move along. When you get to the docks, your heart sinks. Not a longship to be seen, aside from wrecks. Bodies float in the water. Buildings are trashed and boarded up. What happened here? Murmurs Alet. They're all gone, says Avin, approaching alone. I see you had the same thoughts as me. Ormsa River. Let me bring my map. The not in-game map. So Arberang is here, which is exactly here. For more details. And then, what's the name? Ormsa. Ormsa River. We are here, and the only river leaving from Boersgard might be this. Ormsa looks like it's this one. So it's talking about leaving this way. Maybe they go off here or they go all the way until Pizza Bay or something. Pisca Bay. I would have preferred to call it Pizza Bay, and then they are closer. Ivor rose in frustration, leaving you standing by the docks. Alet gives you a worried look before chasing after him. Avin says nothing for a moment. So market, heroes, and map. Let's have a map in high res for a quick glance. I wanna see this Pizza Bay. So we are in Boersgard. They're talking about leaving this Ormsa River. I don't know if it will happen. Fish Bay, Fish Eye, Lax Harbor, Ormsa River. By far the longest river known to man or Vara, snaking around from Fiska Bay to Deepmouth and back again to Sigerholm, then up into the Red River. It is largely debatable where one river begins and the other ends. And Ivor's at the gates. You find Ivor standing on the city walls, overlooking the field outside. Dreads are keeping their distance, but continue to gather. Ivor cuts off before you can say anything. You know he's been through worse. What did you have in mind? What if we just live on food? What about the ravens? What do you have in mind, Ivor? Ivor explains, I'm leading attacks with aiming every time the dredge get too close to the gates. Listen, we're going to lose fighters and VAR every day like this. I don't need to tell you what happens if nobody is manning this wall. We could always use help. You consider what you want to do, knowing that any of these tasks will likely take a full day. I should rest actually, because my morale is at the lowest. Find a safe place for the caravan to stay. Join Ivor in defending the walls. Find a source for supplies. Help down at the docks. Put Krummer in charge of leading the warriors. Try to get some rest. Actually, this is not a bad idea, because Krummer's ability is commanding or something like this, like giving up his turn to control another, but in the backstory is like a commander. I would do any. Help at the docks, help at the wall, find supplies, find safe place for the caravan. This is a bit weak, and this is weak. I'm curious about this one. Krummer, you shout, calling around the war leader. This is your expertise. Are you willing? Krummer is more than happy to switch off leading the charge, giving Ivor a break between fights. He spends the rest of the day showing you complex war strategies to reduce losses. Morale improved, minus 10 fighters, minus 9 VAR. Actually, I cannot rest. I can only go to the market or inspect the heroes. We are at the end of the game, and we still don't know why the dredge are attacking men and VAR, or even why men and VAR are killing the dredge, or even why men are killing everyone else. Ivor points out the dredge along the wall. There's a lot more of them, and they're getting braver, he says. We lost a fair number of fighters since yesterday. We could use your help. If there's nobody left to defend the walls... So... similar options. Looks like Ivor is trying to get me to defend the walls. So if I'm going to be cycling around these options, if I rest, it will increase morale, I suppose. At this point, this one's like, I think it's one of the last, if I can do the other ones before, even at the expense of fighters. Let's see what this is. The entire caravan has spread out in the streets where they are attracting attention. We could look for a public house, suggests Alep, like Frostbella. You figure that if you made camp in the open, you could at least keep everyone together. Or with people leaving the city recently, there might be abandoned houses you could squat in, and more options. Gather in the public rest house. Make camp in an open space, keeping everyone together. Look for abandoned houses. We know what happened last time we got to an abandoned building. Put some people in charge and let them deal with it. So from these, there are two options. You figure that if you make camp in the open, which is number 2, you could at least keep everyone together. Keeping them together, is that useful? Or with people leaving the city recently, there might be abandoned houses you could squat in. I don't see the difference. Look for abandoned houses. Morale improved again. With all the people that fled from Boersgard when the dredge arrived, you figure there must be abandoned houses around. Sure enough, a few turn up, which will keep people out of the weather. They express concerns over safety. A house full of women and children is sure to draw some attention. Leave some fighters to guard the houses. Assign leaders in charge of each house. Help make the houses more defensive. Number 2. I can't be here all the time, you tell people who have traveled with you through thick and thin. You help put people in charge of keeping watch over each house and arm them with weapons. Hopefully it's enough. Let's find supplies. This is bad, says Avon as Ivor points across the battlefield. Aside from the fact that we're up to our necks in dredge, a stone singer showed up. We've been losing warriors left and right, and we don't deal with it. This war will come down by the end of the day. One of your clansmen from the caravans finds you. Just wanted to tell you that things are fine. People you left in charge are doing a good job. Even stop some looters and send them off with a little warning for anyone else thinking of coming after us. Swear I even saw some of them smiling. He departs, leaving you to worry about all the things. 10 renown. That's exactly what I needed. Dad, there's a riot at the docks. Alette runs up to you out of breath. They're trying to smash up the boats. When you calm her down, she says the ravens are there, but she's worried that things could get out of hand. You consider your options. So, I'm guessing that if I don't attend the riot at the docks, there will be fewer boats and not everyone will be allowed to leave the city when the dredge break in the city by the end of this day, today. So this is number 3. Attend the riot at the docks. I was going to find a source of supplies, but maybe it's pointless at this stage. Join Ivor, get rest. No need to rest. My heroes are not injured, so it comes down to 2. I believe the city is going to be stormed by the dredge anyway. So I better secure my escape, investigate the riots down by the docks. When you get down to the docks, it's pandemonium. You work on the ships now as the ravens stand over bodies of people while a huge crowd roars in anger. Boersgard's axes are covered in blood. What happened? You shout, pushing your way through the rioters. What do you think would happen? Responds Boersgard coolly. Didn't take them long to figure out we were building ships right under their noses, and they can't have one. You gonna lend a hand or just stand around? Fight alongside the ravens. Get up on a roof and fire arrows into the crowds. Try to calm people down. This try is always showing up, and it's like, you know it's going to fail. Otherwise would say 3. Calm people down. I'll try to calm them down because I know it's going to fail, but at least I tried, as the option says. You brandish your axe low and try to find a voice over the chaos. It goes wrong quickly, of course, when one of the rioters gets a quick jab in, smashing across the bridge of the nose, covering your face in blood. The last thing you remember is falling backwards. By the time you regain consciousness, the riot is finally being driven off. Won't save you next time, you hear Boersgard says. This one's free. You stagger back to the wall with a new injury. It failed. We knew, but we'll die happily knowing that at least we tried. We didn't attack everyone else. We did the right thing. And the doors are still holding. This morning, says Ivor, I saw him. Bellower's here. With the number of losses we've taken, I'm sure it won't be long now. Avon leans silently on his staff nearby. Try to get some rest, find supplies, join Ivor. Let's run out of options. Find supplies. Since we are here, let's see what happens. I checked around, Oddleaves tells you, and nobody has food or they won't part with it for a fair price. And our medicine has been gone for days. They are either gouging the prices or it's just plain gone. She doesn't say it, but you can tell this is going to be a serious problem. Track down the ravens and see what they know. Scour the city for anyone willing to sell supplies. No. Shake down the places that seem to be holding out. Tell the caravan to start rationing tighter. Track down the ravens and see what they know. You find the massive leader of the ravens, along the docks, where they are doing their best to keep a growing number of people in check while the boats are being constructed. You question him about food supplies. This doesn't take into account the riot, so weird. Should have brought your own, he says. I can't go giving it out to every person in Boersgard. I'd kill every last bastard in this city for some good meat, though. This place has been dry for weeks. Threaten him for holding out, remind him innocent people will starve to death, offer the meat you picked up in Reynivik, scour the streets for anyone selling instead, check down places that seem to be holding out. This is same as before, this one as well. I'll offer the meat because I got no use for it. Let me get this straight, says Bolberg. You happen to come through Reynivik with Sigjorn in tow and plenty of meat to go around, is that right? You hesitate a little too long. I'll murder that motherless jux, growls Bolberg. As he turns to leave, he grumbles. Bring the barrels and we'll make a trade. The caravan protests when you tell them the deal you made, but when you return with more supplies than you expected, the complaints vanish. And morale improved. Plus 70 supplies. The doors are still holding up. Let me upgrade now that I have the opportunity. So if I promote Rook, what happens? Improve your ability. And what I get is 3 break. That's the difference. And stat improvement. It's double what I need. While if I promote Ivor, same. Higher stats, but doesn't say which ones. And your ability is knock back and do 5 break damage. And that's not very useful because you do more break damage by yourself. And you needed 15. One more and I could have promote someone else. Increase your item rank. And Alet is 3, Ekil is 3, and that's it. If I take this off Rook, what would he wear? 1 strength resistance, 2 will per rest, plus 2 break. What does Ivor have? Plus 3 break. I'm missing 1 character, which is Mogun. And you have 1 armor, 1 strength, 1 will. And Avin had something that only Avin can have. There's not a perfect solution. I think this is the best. Yes, and then I got 2 points because Rook can use rank 3. That means I need 1 point here and the other one goes here for sure because I'm not doing armor damage. The ability is doing the armor damage. Confirm. Now Rook can have level 5 items. 2 strength resistance. Currently has. Now you're holding on to this, at least for now. Yeah, that's it. I think it's last time we check on Ivor. Ivor, you begin. Can we really keep this up? Ivor looks like he hasn't slept for days. We've lost a lot of fighters, he mumbles. The weight of the situation is crushing. Then from far in the distance you hear a horn. Dredge don't use horns, it occurs to you. Avin appears at your side just as long as caravan of people comes into view. Dredge turning to attack them. Who is that? You ask. It can be, says Ivan. He runs towards the gates, shouting. You see their banner? It's Hakon. As you wonder how they got here, the gates are heaved open and you charge onto the field, clearing a path through Dredge. Dear, oh dear. And we battle. One long range, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 long range, and 1 big boy. 6 long range. I'm not sure, but I think these 3 go here. I'm trying to get them together. They are a bit spread out, and I'm worried that these 6 are all long range. The problem is that when you attack them, back off. Run several tiles away from an attacker when hit. When you attack them, they move in the opposite direction, more or less. So they move a lot. Also, I miss looting because it had this ability. It acts like poison. It's the bleeding attack. You attack an enemy and they get hurt when they move one tile. I miss him. Now let's do some damage. 8. That's perfect. You see how they move? Oh no. Oh, it's okay. I need to move anyway. So it's okay. That's perfect. So I can do this to you. Yes. And that's also perfect because I can come here with Rook if I get there in time. I don't think anyone will come here, maybe. No, they attack long range. They won't come here. Exactly this tile. And mark this prey and I'll get attacks from both Ekil and Ivor. So I move Ekil just there for in case this happened. Now no one is next to in diagonal position, so I'm not using this thunder thing. And for aiming to attack, he has to be next, so I would only be able to attack here, and it's doing 1 damage, so it's not much. Let's come here and give armor to Ivor. You have 9, half is 4.5, rounded up is 5. 5 plus 2 would be 7, and Ivor has lost 6, so I only need 6. 5 plus 1. Beautiful. And now I need to position Alet where she doesn't get hurt by the bomb, and I think the best is here. From here I can attack no one. Okay, from here I can attack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From here I can attack both of them, both. 1. Let's get her here because I want her not very close to the action. And from here she can attack here by the price of 1 with 90% or break damage. The other thing is if I spend willpower I can do break damage. Actually I don't need to spend. This is better. Okay, now it's the time for Rook to shine. I'll come here and I mark this prey. 3 break damage. That. One down. More bombs. I need to know where they are. So one's here, the other one's under this. Okay, so I can't stand there, but I can stand here. I won't be hit, so that's where I'll go and do. I can only attack this one. Maybe I should have been better to take the damage from the bomb. It's the only option. Now I can come here and do this Berserk Guts. Knock back adjacent units up to 3 tiles, doing 1 damage per tile. That's a lot of damage. Okay, so there's 1 bomb still here, 1 here. I can get to you, but I'll do it from the other side. Or maybe even from here. So you don't go away. I'll do it from here. I'll do Bloody Flail. Everything in strength. That's perfect. It's going too well. Too well. Now I can indeed come here and do the thunder. He doesn't reach there. Okay, so should be one closer, and because now I can't move, I can only attack this one. I can only attack this one, and it needs to be level 2 to do 3 strength damage. Okay, that's not a bomb. If I go there, I won't be damaged by the bomb. And I can get to this guy and do this. And they move opposite. I didn't have time to move Rook. Shouldn't... Oh, because there are less of them. The one who threw the bomb got his turn earlier. Sunstrike, this blinding effect prevents the use of any willpower for an... that's the thing. That's why Rook got hit by the bomb. 5 damage here, 5 here, 5 here. Eight, perfect. More bombs. 6, 6. This has more life. Three and 2. I can do 3 to you. It didn't go that bad. Now it's pillage. I'll get them closer, but they don't need the kill for leveling up. So I'll let Ekil kill him. I think it's the best battle in the game. Nobody died. I hardly even lose any health. Look who's here. She smiles and they embrace. Avin is completely taken aback, as though he doesn't dare believe she's real. Well, she was dead not long ago. Hakon becomes quiet, then he motions toward Juno. Hakon's caravan enters the city, fighting off waves of dredge as they go. To your relief, hundreds of skilled warriors are now safely in Boersgard. Hakon joins you on the wall with his personal bodyguard, Moger. Behind him, the prince, Ludin, stands alone, looking miserably. I have one last trip to make. I need this one to come with me, she says, pointing to you. I'm sorry, Eyvind. You must wait for me one last time. Do not let the city fall before I return. It takes everything within Eyvind's power to hold back, but he does. She turns to you. Rook, come with me. We'll return in 2 days, maybe less if you're as quick as you look. Tell anyone who needs to know. I'm not going anywhere. We'll be slaughtered out there. Where? Why? It's not like I don't trust you. Let's go with it. We'll be slaughtered out there. Juno pauses and something shifts in your vision for just a moment. I know it's hard, she says, her voice filling your head, and you've already been through a lot. As she speaks again, the rest of the world melts away, but you're needed. You can't find the words to argue. Let's go. Let's be friends. What are these people here? Are they dreads? They kinda look like dreads. You don't remember leaving the city, but here you are, walking through unfamiliar ground behind Juno. You're alone, aside from hundreds of dreads who are all facing toward an enormous stone ahead. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up. This is super weird. Where are you taking me? A godstone? Don't tell me I'm the chosen one or something like that. We're at the godstone of Stravhs. You glance nervously around, but the dredge didn't seem to hear her. Juno smiles. What could have come across as profoundly creepy looks sincere instead. Juno waits patiently for your reply. Who are you? What are we doing out here? Why are we surrounded by dreads? Why did you pick me? Can I ask all of them? Juno gets a faraway look in her eyes. She looks knowingly at the godstone, waiting for you to start climbing. Anything can go wrong. Approaching the back of the stone, you start to climb, looking for a loose piece of the silver vein. Even without looking out onto the dredge, you can feel its sinister face watching you closely, held back only by Juno's influence. Panic races through your blood. Try to quickly wrench out the nearest chunk. No. Climb higher where it may be easier to remove. Go back and tell Juno you can't do it. Climb higher where it's easier. As you climb, you can't help but notice the stony masks of dredge lined up before the godstone, like worshippers before an idol. Just a glimpse nearly immobilizes you. Your hand rests on a piece of silver that comes away easily. The dredge do not react. I just need one. Don't press your luck, head back down. You nimbly descend to where Juno is waiting. Well done, she says. As you walk back through the dredge, their heads turn in unison to follow. The dread that lingers and the shaking in your hand does not subside for hours. You approach the gates of Boersgard again, relieved that they are still standing. It looks like they took a beating while you were gone. Alette rushes to your side and throws her arms around you once you've crept through the gates. Juno smiles at the reunion and tells you, take this time with your daughter. Find a smith who can fashion an arrow from that silver. I have other things to which I must attend, but meet me on the walls when you are done. Okay, so I can promote a few of them, at least two. Oh, 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 oh. Too many options. Too many options. Ludin, how I missed you. Let's make the team first, maybe. That will make it easier. Eddie, what did you do? Oh, you give willpower. That's not super useful at this stage. You have Thunder Impact and Heavy Impact. Hakon, you go like here. Mower, what did you do? Bring the pain. Break attack +2 and plus. Oh, break attack +2 and +3 to return the favor. Return the favor is this. Enemies who attacks him loses 1 point of armor for each strike. Okay, so that's like retaliation. Mogre, Iver, Ludin, of course, and then Alet and Rook. I'm missing on Ekil and Mogun, but I think it's worth. This is better. Now, oh, Avin. What do I do, Avin? You need to come. Maybe like this. So Rook can keep his item, the mobility item, 20% dodge to strength and +2 strength, level 5. I can promote you and have this item. That takes 35, 15 now. Not yet. You do strength damage. So you are level 4 now. And this is 2 strength resistance, plus 2 strength, plus 1 strength. I want to give you this. 1 armor, 1 strength. I just want to remove it from Ekil. So the ones that are not in the team, I don't want them to have an item. So look and back. So now all that are darkened, they have the item. Okay, yes. So everyone here has an item. You have. Let's make it the other way. This is and this is good because of plus 2 strength. Out of here, the 3 that are doing strength damage. So Hakon is the most. I'll promote Hakon. That takes 20. So you get this. Yes. Now the other items. Mogre. What do you have? Mogre has 10% dodge to strength, and you are level 4. So starting from the highest, you cannot wear this. So going down, level 3. What's this? 1 strength resistance. That's good because you're a tank. 15% dodge, which is better than what you have. Plus 2 break damage. I think this is perfect for you because that's what you do, break damage. Actually, your ability is break attack plus 2, so it's even 2 more with the ability. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And there's one left, which is looting. What's this? 1 will per rest, 10 dodge. This is okay. 2 will per rest, 15 dodge, 1 strength resistance. This is what you have. Plus 3 will per rest. I'm not resting much. Where is this? I think this is better than the 3 will per rest. This for looting, then aiming. You got this, plus 3 will, absolute, and Rook has the feather. We are done here. Now that's for heroes. Map, market, anything new in the market? Yes. Oh. Knockback on strength over 5, 10% critical chance, plus 3 will per kill. That's good. Plus 2 armor. That's also good. I could buy this. Plus 2 armor. I don't think I need. It's good, but what's the rate? Still 1. Let's go to progress. It takes a while, but you finally find someone willing to craft an arrow for you. He eyes you suspiciously when you show him the silver, but shakes his head and gets started. Alette watches, the smith's fire reflecting in her distant stare. I shouldn't be laughing. She smiles and takes your hand in hers. For some reason, I have the impression that I took the wrong decision. You sit by her side silently until the smith finishes his work. Juno. Juno is in the middle of an animated debate as you approach, the arrow in your hand. Juno shows them the arrow you had forged from the godstone's silver. She looks you in the eyes. Bellower. Market heroes map with it. All we had to do. The silence is what you remember. You rise in silence and walk through empty streets. Upon the wall, two armies stand quietly watching each other. Your footsteps echo on the wooden floorboards as you approach Juno. She breaks the silence. It's time, Juno says. Gather your allies. Today one thing will end, another will begin, and our actions will decide on which side we stand. Bring me my... Oh no. Because I told her she can shoot the arrow. Akon, I tried. Oh, you had the points from leveling up. So one here and probably the other one here. I promoted you for nothing. Now I have Alet level 3 for nothing. So Alet doesn't have any item. Now Hakon has the item level 5. Plus 2 strength. Alet, what can I give you? 1 strength resistance, 15% dodge, 2 willpower rest. So these two I have better. I'm going to even give you this. I think you had this before. Not happy. Not happy at all. There he is. There are 3 long range, 3 close range, and this. Indomitable. The Sander seems practically unkillable. Quake and Despair. Stuns one target and pushes all other enemies back. This is not going to be like the one before. Who's first? Bellower. Okay, so in that case, what's your reach? You can get to me. So let's... yeah, so this is your reach, but this including these 4 I take. So I can move 1 forward. Yeah, sure. You must break through his armor. So I got damage on all of my units who were well positioned, And he didn't even move. How do I know how far it gets? Whose turn is now? This one. What's the reach of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After 6, so 3 and 3, I should come here. Here. What can I do? He didn't get damage from attacking Mogre, who has Bring the Brain Bricks. When hit by an adjacent enemy, counter-attack for 1 armor damage. He's been attacked by an enemy. Oh, he doesn't attack. The arrow cannot be used until he doesn't attack. It's normal attack. Silver arrow, thread the needle. I don't get to this one. It's not good, and it's just the beginning. This +2 to return the favor for 1 round is not very useful here, because these ones attack long range, not next to him, and the other ones are not close to him or to attack. So although it does break damage +1, but I need to spend willpower, so still your courage, you need only slay Bellower. Only? So I don't have to kill the other ones? I wonder if I can bleed him? He also doesn't move much, but at least does something. Okay, now I have no one in diagonal. That's perfect, just perfect. I used up all my luck in the previous battle. I need to move 1, 2, 1, 2. I need to move here. And how much damage is that? Strike target for 4 strength. Or I can recover 4 in defense of someone. You've lost 3, you've lost 5. I'll move maybe here. And I'll mend you. Mogre, you've lost 5, so I need +1, which is this. Yes. I use 2 willpower to kill you, or you do 9, that's over 6 is 3, and you do 13 over 6 is 7. I think causes 1 break. Yeah, that should be enough. It is enough. So here 1, 1, and here is same. Here 1 more. Okay, so I'll come here and do break damage. Break damage to you. Perfect. Now I can do 7 damage? 7 damage. Let's come here. Perfect. You're losing defense, 2 quickly. 8. Okay. Let's move you. Move you maybe here. Bellower, you're bleeding. Actually, I can do that again. And I'll move here because they are, at least this one behind Bellower is long range, so he can't attack when he's standing next to me. And then I'll bleed you again. 3 to Alette, she has 5. Okay, now I have these 2 can die. Move here. Now I might need Mogre to move this way, so it should be enough like this. Yes, at least he has room to move. And now if I do this, it bounces off Ludin as well because he's in diagonal. If I choose you, no. So can I choose Ludin? No, that's inconvenient. So strikes target for 4 strength. Continually diagonal doing +1. So this is 4, 5, and 6 to Ludin. That's way too dangerous. Although these 2 die, but these 2 dying means that Bellower has more turns because it gets to do his action more often. So I don't really want them. I want them like this, like 1 life, so they don't do much damage and they take up a position in their rooster. I can do damage here. At least he's not 18, which is even more than Bellower. I think it's not ideal, but it's the best for damage. I need to wear down Bellower. You are 9. I could kill this one with help of Mogre. You can die, you can die, you could die. I need to lower your health. Let's see how much. Die. And you are dead. Alette, no. She had the arrow. As the holder of the silver arrow falls, so does any hope of defeating Bellower. Everything you've worked for so hard gone in an instant. You have failed. What do you want to do? Return to the last checkpoint? Restore a previous game? Return to the last checkpoint? Which is before the battle. So let's do it again. Yes. Now what I don't understand is, I mean, I know it's part of the story and so can't Rook take the arrow from fallen Alette? Isn't that like common sense? Mogre is not super useful. Yes, so I'll replace him for Hagon, which is the one I want from the beginning. So Iver, Ludin, Avin, Alette, and Rook. Let's try this now. And Alette, you need the item. 15 dodge. Now I remove Mogre, who has this +2 break damage, and Iver has +3. So that's it. Oh, good. Now that we know Bellower only does that thing in the first turn, let's try again, and let's not let this Hakon's first, so Hakon's first this way. Much better. Sundering Impact. Yes. Here. Again. These guys are pushes. I can do break damage to you. Avin was stunned. The arrow cannot be under his... Yes, yes. I really need to place Rook here, because the other two are coming, Hakon and Ivar, and they need to be here. It's 4 damage for 3. So doing Mark Prey spends willpower, breaking damage. It's not like it's like a waste breaking this guy's armor because he's going to die easy. So why spend? And also I don't want to spend all Rook's willpower on this. Now he can even die. Save you the trouble. So damage. Easy kill. Dodge. Perfect. That's 2. I'll take it because it's 4. He was blocked before, so I would even leave you there for Mark Prey, so no bleeding for you. And next is going to be this, and then this, and then this. I could bleed this one. When is Rook, Avin, Aled, and Rook? You're going to take all the damage that you can. Who's 1 life? Ivar is 1 life. Uh-oh. Push. Push, push, push. Now, this only affects 1. This affects 2. Only you. Of course they go for Aled. Of course they go. Okay, next is Rook. Here. Okay. And didn't get to attack. This is worse than before. Now don't have Ivar, there's no point on doing this. Anyway. PT damage. I'll go for the big boy. This is 9 and this is strength +1, it's 9 and also 1 break. So let's just do it. I can do the bleeding now. He's dead. He lost more than 5. I don't understand. I need to protect Aled as much as I can. This damages everyone, and attacking this one damages everyone, and they get the least amount of damage. But he's dead. And next is Aled. I can shoot the arrow if she survives. Let's just do it. Protected? What does that mean? Protected? I don't know, but I'll shoot the arrow anyway. From here, I guess this is the farthest. I'll shoot the arrow. Why can't I shoot the arrow? For some reason I can't shoot the arrow because this is the reach, in diagonal, this, and then this, and then this. Should be able, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get to Bellower. Why not? I need to lower his defense. Alet is dead. Alet is most certainly dead. Touch. So now he's 1 life, but 5 defense. I need to lower his defense. Ludin, Avin, if they survive. Ludin, Avin. Okay, and this one just moved. Maybe. Now I can't use willpower with Ludin. Not impale because he's 1 already. Break damage. This one, yes, 1. Whatever. Next. Yes. He's 4 now. He got life. I need to do break damage, and I can't do break damage with Avin from here. You have 2 life, 6 defense, 10 defense, 7 defense, 3 defense. I can give you 4 defense. Because I can't get to him. No, I can't. I can only reach him from here. Okay, and a whole new turn for everyone if she survives. Okay, it was awful anyway. Return to the last checkpoint. So, it went better before for 2 reasons. First, I had Moger who does break damage, and that's better for this fight because I just need to lower Bellower's defense, and because before they were in an arc and Bellower couldn't get to me, and this time he was in the center. So actually I don't need much Hakon. I don't need Hakon. I need you do. What's your item? +2 break. I need Ivor and Moger, and then I need Ludin. Avin. It's Avin at least attacks from far. Of course, I need Alet, and I need to give her the item. Try like this. This is the one I had before. The team from before. First try. Let's try again. I even think that not moving is even better because they come. So if I come here and I move forward, he'll push me back, but at least I do some damage. Now do your thing. They don't back off much. Who's stunned? Moger. Moger's been stunned. So you... Ludin. Ludin can come here. Can you get there? No. But you can mend. How much? You've lost 1. Oh, everyone has lost 1. Let's not spend. You have 13. Maybe yes. I kind of want to keep him alive. this is 2 break damage, and this is 3 break damage. That would be 6 defense. If I attack with either, that's 13 over 6 is 7. 7, 11 minus 7, that's 4. Should have 4 life remaining. That's okay. 4. Perfect. I need this out of the way. Here I can do damage 2. I'll do it. And I can do even 3. That's even better. Okay, you should be 1 forward so he doesn't get to my... And now I don't want to kill you because I'll be unprotected. So I'll wait. Absolutely. -4. Now Moger can't move because of Aled. This is not good. How much do you move? Now this Bellower just moved. This one will have to get in here, so he'll block Bellower, and that's what I want. Now you can come here. Anyone who's lost massive defense? No. So let's do this thunder hit thing. Here it can bounce to these ones, so I would kill this one, which I don't want. How can a good thing turn into a bad thing? Still has 20. Bellower still has 20 armor, and Aled has 1 point of life. It doesn't matter because Aled is 1. No, you should be here. You should have been there. Now it's pointless to keep this alive because Bellower will come here. Bye bye. Why did I let Aled shoot the arrow? At least this is a challenge. First time in the game. Probably the last fight. Same. This last enemy who moved away failed me. Miserably. Actually, I think even this is better. It's away from Bellower. Same. Whose turn is Ludin? Because Moger is stunned. I can use... If I move here, Bellower will come and beat me. So I can come up to here. I can move 1 forward. I hope they get in the way. Can I reach this one? Yes, I can. I can't attack from there, but I can attack from here. You need to move faster. 5? 5. And next is Ivor, and then Moger. Wait. I don't need to be next to him to be able to attack. I can attack from here. And I can even do 8, and that's it. That's what I need. Is it worth though? Yeah, let's leave it at that. Ah, one more. I can do knockback up to 4 times. This is Bellower's reach. I guess it's not counting this. No need. No need to waste. Okay, one less. Ogre has to go in front of everyone because he's protecting. I'll leave it at like that because Bellower can reach. Wait. Okay. This is like before. Now this one has to come in here. At least one of them. I can even push him forward, maybe. I really need him to get in there. So maybe if I back off, even maybe I retreat. What do I do now? Looting does the bleeding. Maybe I come here and I push Bellower this way. When is Bellower's turn? This one? No, this is another guy. When this is the slinger, this, and this is next. Who's this? Bellower is not here. I would even push Bellower. I'll do this because I can sacrifice. At this point, Alet has died so many times. I'll come here and I'll do the bleeding at least. He has to go around. Okay. Now I can do some damage, not to this one, but some of this from here. Oh, I can reach this one without moving. Maybe I want to move aside so that Ivor can move away from this one. This one's useless now. So I'll move here so Ivor can go through. Now I can reach these two. This is 4 to the strength. It's a pity I can't get to this one because if I... Oh, actually it's good. Let's do this. -4. So now it's Alet's turn. Okay, from here I can reach that one. If I attack him, he'll move away. Which I might not want to do that because I need to get to someone with Rook. Now Alet is better away from these guys. I'll come here and wait. Now this is what I was hoping for. 9/5 is 4. So I can do 6 damage. That's too much. 2 break damage. Rook is running out of willpower. I remember now that looting attacks in 2 away. Okay, now if I attack this one, that's even better. I think the damage bounces to the others. So I protect Avin. Battery and RAM knocks back up to 4 times for 3 break plus 3 break damage or 7 break damage. -3. Okay. Bellower's next. Impale. Okay. I think it's time to kill this one. I can't do much with him in the way. And I get 1 willpower for Rook. I want to bring Mogre here. I think it's the time to kill this one. At least it's not a let. I'm okay with that. Now the best I can do is push this one this way. Not that way, that way. Impale here. Not back 1 tile. They move, so I have enough willpower for... Yeah, you bleed. Quake and Despair. Stuns 1 target and pushes all other enemies. Okay, now he's aiming. I really need to do damage here. Ivor is 1. Ivor is 1. And the one I need to reduce the defense of Bellower is Mogre and his stun. And they are together, but not in diagonal. 18, 2, 9. Bye bye. Rook. Rook, rook, rook. You're going to take the next hit and you will probably die. I'll go for this one. At least I'll leave it with 1. I need to attack someone who moves, and this seems like the best choice. One point defense! Yay! Okay, you have 3, you have 2, you have 1, so I have 2 more. 11, 3. Four more. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, which is lower his defense, because I need Mogre and he's stunned all the time. You have 1 point, you have 7, so I can come here and start lowering Bellower's defense. Finally. Okay, Rook, that's 4. If I give him 1 more, it's 4 defense. But if I do Mark Prey, it's 3. 4 or 3 plus damage from Mogre who has 1 life, that's nothing. So, normal. 4, 3, 1, yes. Woof, 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 woof. Finally. And not dead yet. I'll still impale you. Yes. 11 and dead. What's this? Impale. Okay. This is 2. This is 1. This is 6. I would love to reduce your defense. For what I need to come here or here, or just do damage. 6. Over 9. That's okay. That's okay. I think I'll have to do that. And then that's the best I can do. Okay, one more or two more. I have 1 life. I have 7. That's all I need. Moger has been with 1 point of life since you have 4, 1, 2, and Bellower. I can't get to Bellower, so I'll do 4 damage here. And before that, just in case, I'll move. So you are dead. 18 and bye bye. But I can do the arrow now. Yes. That's it. How I knew. How I knew it. How I knew it. It was either one or the other. So it doesn't matter much. Now the fight continues. Alet, no, please help her. Where is Alet? Hey, Rook, finish Bellower now. What do you mean? I shot the arrow. So now he can die? So it's another fight. And I get 5. 5 of them and still this one with this charge music. I feel like I'm starting over. And Moger is stunned. Because of course. I need to finish this quick. For that, I need to move 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Here? No, wait. I'm not doing that. I'll give defense to Moger. Oh, also they are injured. This would be 8. That's okay. What are you doing now? Oh, this, yeah, less defense, more attack, something like that. Stepping on Alet? How dare you? I'll wait with you, I think. And I'll do the same. I'll give you your defense back. You are 3, so I'll give you 4 with 1 willpower. That's good. Wait, you have 4 life? I don't want to kill you yet. I should have done the other one. Okay, this is 7. Still have willpower. Nine. I'm not worried about you anymore. Yes. 7, please. Retaliation? Why? Eluding. 11. Too good to pass on. One turn wasted. And also, if I come here, you have 7 life? Now I'll damage you and the one behind. Also, if I do it the other way, the other way, I don't get to him. So there's only one way. Maximum damage, please. And the one behind is 11. So it's 4 and 5. 4 and 5. Dead? Okay. Every time I attack him, he attacks back. And you tell me that now. 9 damage and dead. At this point, I'll kill them. Whatever. This is too good not to do it. You're standing exactly where I wanted you to stand. I want to do the bleed damage here. He has 6 willpower. Go away. Exactly. And you're dead next turn. Now I can do 6 here. Without using willpower, so I can kill you. Now if I move away of his reach, he won't get to me, but he'll damage Mogger. 9. Mogger might survive, but his defense can be lowered even more, so... Okay, survived. And now I have a chance. So if I do 2 damage, that's 2 strength over my 12 defense, can't kill me. That's why he's doing strength damage. Okay, I can kill him now from here with looting attack, and that will be enough. Bellower dead. Do I need to kill the others? No? No, since I don't have to. This might be it. You're only barely aware of the surrounding chaos. A stretch flee from Varl warriors who push their advantage. It was either one or the other, I guess. Juno was right. With Bellower fallen, the Dredge flee the field of battle. You return to Boersgard, but have almost no memory of doing so, aside from image of Alet's still body being carried in Ivor's arm. Okay, you can look at the map, go to the heroes, nothing else. Talk to Evin. The two look up as you approach. The afterlife? And that's it. So it's not really an ending. It's more to come. So I was wondering, because I know there are 3 games, if each one was its own story contained in itself, or it's one whole story divided into 3 and looks like more like the second, because this is not really an ending. It's an ending for Bellower, but everyone else seems to continue the trip to Alberang and whatever happens next. We don't know anything else about anything. Actually, this is like an introduction. This game is like an introduction. They talk about the gods, but we don't know what happened to them. They said the sun stopped, but we don't know why. The dreads are escaping something, are running away from something, we don't know what is. Darkness spreading. The snake, the giant snake, we don't know where it comes from or what it wants, and we don't know much. So everything is an introduction. It feels like an introduction. Okay, so this is it. Well, that was kind of expected ending, I guess. Let's go with the review for the Banner Saga, and for that I'll bring up my beautiful review overlay. Did you miss it? It was never gone, it was always here. I'll start with my expectations before I started the game, and then my overall impression. So I saw a few screenshots showing a tactics game, and then other screenshots where the caravan is traveling, and then I thought, this has to be a game about a tactics, kind of like Shadowrun and the likes of XCOM, for example, or Mario and Rabbids. any of the two. So something like that. It was going to be mainly a tactics game. So I was expecting the strategy part of the game taking a big role, but that wasn't the case. When I started the game and I got involved in a story which seemed a bit rushed and looked like, or the impression that I had, it had already started. They already start traveling. I don't know for what reason, from where they tell you later, or to where, and you don't really get much of the reasoning. But anyway, I got a game where the action has already started. It's kind of like Final Fantasy 13. When you start, the story has already started. A lot of things have happened, and once you continue, you keep playing, you learn about what has happened. They tell you like in retrospective, not as you go through these events. So this is similar. And then you get a few fights, you get a tutorial, you learn about this, how the battles play out, and then you get the other big part of the game which I wasn't expecting at all, which is a choices matter game. I wasn't expecting to have a choices matter kind of game. So that's my first impression. Was I was expecting a kind of game and I got another type of game, and I was expecting a tactics, but I got a half and half, or maybe more like 60% choices matter and 30 something percent, because there's also other things involved, like the RPG elements. So it's not 60-40, but 30% tactics. And was okay. I also like choices matter, but I wanted these tactics. So that was a bit of disappointment, but I'll keep talking about these choices matter when we get to that point. I divide in my mind, I divided this review in three, because I see three elements on this game that they make the whole game. They make up the total. As I said, 60 choices matter, about 30 tactics, and about 10% or even less RPG. But I won't talk about RPG, I will talk about the world. So as I said, I talk about these three parts: choices matter, tactics, and the world, the overall world, story, plot. And because I have three positives and three negatives, each one has one good, one bad. Starting from the world. So this world, as I said, the story starts and things already have happened, and you are thrown in the middle of something. You need to rush your information, you need to rush your processing capabilities to understand everything that the people are talking about. They're speaking about people you don't know, very strange names. But I'll start with the first good thing. I like the world. So this world that has been presented after finishing the game, it's an interesting world for me, because it has some mysticism, some unanswered questions, some I want to know more about this. At the same time, having finished the game and not having these questions answered, it's a bit of a disappointment. So it's double-edged sword. It's the questions behind, the mystery behind this world. It's interesting, but you are not taking this mystery anywhere. It's just plain mystery, and that's not good. You have to give a resolution to the questions that your game is creating. If you make a question, if you create a mystery, you have to give an answer to the mystery. This world is interesting because it has some gods in the ancient ages that are presented in an interesting way, and they provide lore, and they are presented like they created the world where you are playing in an interesting way, because the creatures that are alive in this world are different from the real world. So these gods are also different. Also, there's something about the sun having stopped for some reason, which to my mind is crazy, because the sun, maybe in this world it does, but the sun doesn't move. At least doesn't move around the world. It's the world that revolves around the sun. And let's assume the sun moves and the sun somehow has stopped. But that's it. You don't get more information about that. So why are you telling me that the sun has stopped if you don't tell me anything else? If you're not going to tell me anything else, and also this is not going to affect the gameplay, it's not in any way a mechanic you are introducing that affects how the player interacts with the game, what's the purpose? I don't see anything other than saying, oh, because there are no cycles day and night, they can stop and sleep whenever, not only at night. So that's not a factor that influences your strategy. You can sleep during the day or you can sleep during the night, but it doesn't exist the night. So you don't have to worry about when you stop and sleep. That's the only reason that I can think of. But it doesn't have weight. It's not like it doesn't matter. I'll stop and settle during the day and I'll sleep, and it doesn't affect the story. I don't even have to have cycle day and night. If you don't want anything happen during the night, yeah, let's just say that the day goes by and there's no night. The night has passed and it's suddenly day again. It wasn't a problem. You made it a problem. You gave a reasoning for something that didn't need explanation. So this about the world, it's like also the world, these tribes, there are interesting characters, not very developed, but I expect more from second and third part. Also creature, there are like mages, and it's an interesting world. I like the world. I want to know more about this. Now, for the bad, what did I have? No world development. That's what I was saying. So from the start of the game till the end, if I have to summarize what happens, I would not have much to give you in terms of this is what the game's about. I think there's one scene where the giant snake is talking to Juno for the first time. They are in front of each other, they are talking, and the snake says there's a darkness coming and it's spreading. I think that summarizes the game. That's it. It's like the setting for the rest of the story. And this whole game, this whole The Banner Saga 1 feels like a presentation. Like there's no development, it's only problems. There's a problem here, there's an issue with this, something happened between this and this, but you don't get resolution. You don't get to anywhere. So the game is all three together. They just had to cut it at some point because it was too long. And they made out of one game, they made three. Feels like it. I don't know. I haven't played the second and the third. And that's not good. It's not the worst because it's not on this list, but that thing, it's not good. Also, there are more things that I will talk about later that are not in this list. These are the best things that are found in the game and the worst that are found. If they were fixed or they were absent, it would change my opinion about the game. Also, for example, there are some bugs in the translation. There are mistranslation. There are terms that are not well translated. I don't know if they made it in English first and then translated to other languages. If that's the case, they made it wrong. If they made it in another language and then translated it into English, they messed up the translation. There are things that they don't make sense. And also there are bugs in the when you can play, when you can battle, when you go in the menus. Sometimes I got one enemy that on my playthrough, got like stuck in the field and it was constantly moving, but it wasn't taking an action. But those are little things. That's what I mean. Yes, it's bad, but it's not the worst of the game. It's okay. But this world, no world development, I think it's a bigger issue than the bugs. Bugs are a small issue. So overall, the world is very interesting. I want to know more about the world because you didn't tell me anything. You just throw a bunch of information that was very interesting, but we'll see if when you answer those questions keeps being interesting. We'll see. So now I'll talk about the tactical part, the tactics, the battles. I was expecting more. As I said, I was expecting a mainly tactics game, and I got that part, but it's not the core of the game. It's not the most important part of the game. Okay, it's okay. Even though they weren't the big chunk of the core of the game, I liked the battles because first they are complex battle system. They introduced me to a mechanic where initially I was super confused about the armor and the health, and I was super confused about the health being also the strength, that I have never seen that before. You have your health and you have your strength, and they are separate. And also on top of that, there's the armor. It was a process that I had to go through to understand that, but once I understood it, I saw it was fun. And once I understood, I could start having myself fun with this. And then I understood, oh, now I see why I should lower the defense instead of going straight for the strength, which is the health and the strength. Lower health, lower strength. It's complex. Initially, I went through this process. I saw it was complex, but once I understood, I saw myself having fun managing these statistics. Oh, because my characters are this and that. This deals damage. This one deals armor damage. This one attacks long range, and so on. So, as I said, the tactics is not the main core of the game, but I got fun and I got what I was looking for out of this 30% of the game. Now, what I didn't like about these tactics, the battle system, mainly unfair turns. I didn't like it. So you have 6 characters, let's say. You start the battle with 6 characters, and the enemy has 6 units as well. So one first turn is one of your units, of our units, and then one of the enemy, and then one yours, then one enemy, and so on. What happens? I was expecting similar to Final Fantasy X. So you have your order, not necessarily one each for every team, but whatever the order. There are no speed stats in here, so no characters are attack faster than any. It's set order. The difference is that once you eliminate one enemy, it doesn't get removed from this list of the roster, the order in which every character has their turn. What happens is that you eliminate one enemy, all of the others that come after this enemy, they take their place. They move one forward, but your team doesn't get to attack faster. If you've seen me playing, you've seen that I had this issue many times. So this makes the battles unfair. As I said, imagine you start with 6 against 6 and you are very good. Imagine you are smashing it and you are killing everyone, and then you end up with your 6 characters and 2 enemies. And you would logically think you get to do more actions than the enemy. You have 6 opportunities to act and the enemy has 2. That's not the case here. And I don't like this at all. I hope that in the Banner Saga 2, this is fixed, because this is a mistake. This is an error. I don't like it. Now that 6 against 2, it means that for one whole turn or one cycle of your allies, it means that the enemy has the chance to make 3 actions. So it's like one of yours, one of the enemy. Let's call it A. There are 2, it's A and B. One of your allies, A, enemy A. One of your allies, enemy B. And then one of your allies, and then enemy A again. That's super unfair. What's the logic behind? If I can understand they wanted the battles balanced, but this is the opposite. In my opinion, this is unbalanced. And because it's so unbalanced, they had to make this system and also fix it. At the same time, fix it. Because, what happens to the extreme? Imagine you have 6 units. Imagine there's 6, but there's 1 on the enemy team left. That would mean your ally, the enemy. Your ally, the enemy. Your ally, the enemy. In every turn, the enemy is taking an action. It doesn't make sense. So they made the pillage mode. They created the problem and they fixed the problem with pillage. Now with pillage, it's normal thing. It's one of your allies, and then after them, the enemy. Also the enemy in pillage mode get to act first, then how many allies you have in your battle remaining, and then again the enemy again. That would be the logical thing. That would be logical. So I don't understand. Why not leave it at absolutely pillage mode from the beginning, which is not pillage mode. It's normal, common sense mode. Just make it normal. Make a like Final Fantasy X. You have your order, and then let everyone take their turn. This adds another layer to the strategy, because I found myself in battles thinking, oh, because I can kill this enemy or this enemy, but this one's going to act first, and in between the two I have another ally that I can use to kill the other one. So there's a strategy here. If I can attack any of those or any of the two, but I get more reward from killing one before the other, because the order matters. That's important, and that's fun. Finding those outcomes, I think they are fun. So you took, by doing this crazy, super unfair on and off, one unit of one team, one unit of the other team, it's super unfair, and you took the fun out of finding those strategies. So please fix it for number 2. This can't continue. This is not good. I will find out once I play the second part, but this is massive for me. This is big for me. Also, in regards of the battles, the characters, they have abilities, passive and active. I find these characters repetitive. Hogun and Mogun, they are the same character. So why is that? It's not like big issue, but it is something negative. That's why I'm not having it here. There are worse things than that. And you put the design for Ganalf and design for Sigbjorn, and unless in part 2 someone tells me they are twins, they are the same character. That shows a bit of laziness. Hogun and Mogun could be twins, but not exact twins. It's the same drawing. Make it different. A scar in the face is not enough. Like, one can have long hair and the other one short hair, and that's it. At least they appear as different, and you can distinguish them without having to look at their name. So that's something I found in the battles that I didn't like either. It's like Bersi is a mix of Ganalf and Hakon. You get one ability from Hakon and one ability from Ganalf, and you put them together and you get Bersi. It's like you had the opportunity to have variety and make them different, and oh, I prefer this character because has this ability or this other, but they are similar. So why does it matter if I use Sigbjorn or Ganalf if they are the same? Why do I use Hogun and Mogun if I can use only one? At least no one's like Onef, is a backstabber inside the battlefield and outside the battlefield. Lucky for us, no one's like Onef. Now, third part and final part, which is the big chunk of the game. And in the beginning, I wasn't very fun about it, but I think it was my fault. And as I went through the game and I kept playing more, I understood. And then okay, I see where you're going with this, which is the choices matter. So within the choices matter, what I didn't understand in the beginning is that there are two parts: the main story parts and the not main story, which are the random events. While the caravan is traveling, they encounter some events, random events, and you can have a decision. You can make a decision on the action, not on the outcome, which is also I'm not very fan of, but you can have a saying on how the caravan acts. Now, for the second part, the random events. In the beginning, I didn't understand because I didn't know they were random, and to me, I take everything seriously. So there's some crazy person that shows up in the field and they want to join. I don't know if it's a random encounter, random event, or it's something that it's going to affect the main story, how the plot change goes. I don't know. It's the first time I'm playing this game. How am I supposed to know? So I didn't understand the relevance. And there's a character in the beginning of the story, Stravhs something, because I remember calling him Raf because the name is like triple the length of Stravhs from something like this. And I was expecting him to be important in the story, but it didn't show up again after that. I think we had 2-3 encounters with him, but he never came back. So this, I would have preferred that somehow the game told me these are random events. What the outcome of this decision doesn't affect the main story, and the outcome of this decision can have this and this and these consequences. You can have renown, you can have morale, you can have supplies, positive or negative in any of the three, or you can lose a day. So about these outcomes, I have to say as a negative, random events outcomes. This is in relation of Gandalf's death. Also, the time when we found a building which was abandoned, and I was thinking, oh, let's use it to protect from the weather. And suddenly the building collapses and some people die. It's like, this is random. This is out of nowhere. This doesn't make sense, and this is not fun. Because in other games that I've played that you choices matter, for example, Mass Effect, you have A, B, and C to choose. If you choose A, it's like, oh, this is the good soldier decision. And then the average or middle ground, or you don't want to get involved, something on the lines of this. And then C is, oh, you're being rogue, or you are bad, like, or being aggressive. But here you don't know. And you not just not know, it's that you don't know and you can't guess. You don't know the outcome. In my mind, I was making fun of the situation myself, like, oh, maybe next day that we play, we find a cute kitty in the field and we want to save the kitty from wolves. And you go and about to grab the cat to rescue him, and suddenly the cat bites you and is poisonous and you die. This is how it was playing in my mind. It's like, it's super random, and the fact that you cannot predict the outcome, like, oh, in the end of the game, you need to choose. You need to kill someone. You need to let someone die or sacrifice. Who will you choose? And then you have the ability, knowingly, being conscious, to choose which one. It's a hard decision because you don't want to lose any, but you get to choose. You get to choose. That's where the fun for me lies. You get to choose. Do you want to lose 10 people, lose 10 points of morale, or lose 20 supplies? You get to choose. You're going to lose because you are thrown in this situation, and in every playthrough you'll go through this at some point or another. It's random. The order is random, but you get to choose. But in this system, how it's being presented and implemented in the game, you don't get to choose. It's a lottery, basically. You get to an abandoned building with your best intentions, and suddenly, because the game wants, it trolls you because it's trolling. Basically, that's how I see it. Grabbing the kitty and the kitty is poisonous and you die, that's trolling the player, and that's not good and that's not fun. This is how I see it. You go to the building to protect the people and the building collapses. You could have said, for example, the building looks like in ruin. It doesn't look very stable. Do you still want to go? And maybe you are lucky and the game gives you a pass. But you know beforehand what you are getting into. Not surprisingly, like the other example that I talked about. You want to save a Jox from falling off a cliff, and your best intentions end up having Gandalf dead. That, if that's not the definition of trolling, please someone review the definition, because it needs to be changed. This is trolling. This is like, haha, I got you thinking you had hope in this game. You were totally wrong. Hope is for the weak in this game. There's no hope left. And I get this, the tone of the story and the tone of the game. I get it. When I'll give you my final score, you'll see. This is how I see the game. And I understand why they made it, but they presented it in an unfair way. You could have thrown me into situations like you need to sacrifice one character. Which one you choose? I don't want to sacrifice any, but at least I get to choose. Rather than, oh, you wanted to save a Jox, but you got the enemy, the Jox, and Ganondorf dead. I don't get to choose. My choice is I save the Jox. Outcome, everybody dies. It's totally unfair. That's not fun. That's what I'm trying to explain. Now, so this is regarding the random encounters, which is half, as I see it, half of the choices matter part of the game, which for me it's like around 60. The other half are the main story decisions, and I like them. I like the main story decisions as much as I didn't like the random encounter decisions. Things like, do you want to demolish the bridge in Einartof or not? Until Einartof, you don't get like big decisions that affect how the story develops later on. But from that, and then you are escaping from Einartof, not escaping, but you are leaving towards Sigerholm, where Juno was supposed to meet us, or we meet her. So you get to choose while on the way to Sigerholm, do you want to take this path or the other path? Later on, I discovered that one path is blocked. In any case, you can't go through, and you can even have some character die in this path. But the game is giving you the illusion that you can choose, and you can affect how the story progresses. When you leave Einartof and you get the option to destroy the bridge or not, later on some things play out in one way or another. The outcome is similar, so what has to happen will happen, but what's happening is different. So characters leave from Einartof, they go to Sigerholm. That's a must. But what happens in between and some conversations, they might change. That's good. In this type of game where choices matter, it's good that the player feels their decisions are affecting how the story plays out. And also it's very important in the first playthrough, because you really believe, and this game makes sure that you have this illusion, because it's an illusion, it's not real. You go from A to B and there's only one way. But it's good, as I was saying, in the first playthrough to have this illusion that you are actually making decisions and the game is changing. Now when you play the second time, you realize, oh, I made a totally different decision this time, but we are going through the same. It kills the fun second playthrough, but at least you had fun in the first one. So I really dislike how it plays out in the random encounters, and I like how they work in the main story. In the main story, they are an illusion that you are some kind of control over the story, but it's fun. And the random encounters, I didn't understand they were random encounters in the beginning. I thought they were main story decisions. And then when I understood they were random encounters, and in another playthrough the order will be different, then I understood, oh, these decisions don't affect the story, they affect the gameplay. So there's like different types of currency, and this is the management part of the game. You have morale, you have renown, and then you have supplies. And from these decisions you can affect the playthrough in the way of getting stats for one or the other, like increasing morale or decreasing morale. But as I said, what I didn't like is you don't know what you'll get, and would prefer in the second game to be different. I prefer to know what the outcome will be, at least have a hint or an idea where you are getting at, so you don't get surprises, because surprises in this game are disappointing. I know you want me to go through the Onef betrayal, and I got that because I deserved it. I got it myself. I put him in the team and I got backstabbed. Second playthrough, I won't get him, but at least I deserve that because it was my fault. I own it. But I didn't deserve to have Ganondorf die, because that wasn't what I was aiming for. There was one random encounter that had some thieves and scumbags or something, and I had the option to include them in the team, But as I say, if I didn't get them, it's because I didn't want to get into trouble. And if I get them in the team, and I think that's what happened, I deserve to be robbed. And they took some supplies from us, but at least I own it. It was my decision. I am responsible for it. So it's okay. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is trying to save a Jox and then get Gandalf dead, which also I was attached to Gandalf because in the beginning of the game, someone made fun that he looked like a frog, and that got me. So these are the goods and the bad from the Banner Saga, in my opinion. Main story decisions, yes, they are good. They are well implemented. Complex battle system, yes, I want more, and I'm really looking forward to see how in the Banner Saga 2 it's implemented. And then the world, I want to know more of the story. So in the negatives, no world development, unfair turns. This is a no for me. In the second one, please, this needs to be addressed. And the random events outcomes, they are super unfair and it's not fun. So now it's time for final score. Do I have final something else to add to what I already said? I can comment on the aesthetics, the design. It could be better. Animations are okay. I'm fine with them. They are 2D, but they are okay animated. They are not like super impressive, but they are not awful either. But what I felt it could be improved, it's the characters are 2D, but the representation in 2D, it's very plain. They don't have like shadows and they don't have shading. I believe it could be improved in that way. I don't know if I could call them sprites because they are not pixel art, but some of the designs, they are overused. Sometimes, aside from that, sometimes when there are two characters giving your back, so when you look at the screen, you see their backs, and in front of them there are two more. Sometimes they are facing the opposite ways, and the way of fixing this is just mirror the PNG or whatever it is from the character, because they are talking to each other but facing like in the infinite. As I said, whatever else I can say about the game, I think it's like little details, not major issues. We'll see how they evolve in the second part. Now I would like to give you a final score and why I chose this, and I think it summarizes many of the aspects of the game. And without further ado, my final score for the Banner Saga 1, it's a Storm of Swords from A Song of Ice and Fire. I feel like the whole point of the game, or like the tone in my mind, it's like someone read the books or someone read these kind of stories like betrayals and unfairness in general, and so we could make a game about this, and if people love the books, people love the series, people will love the game. And out of all of the books, 5, Game of Thrones, Clash of Kings, Storm of Swords, Feast of Crowns, and Dance with Dragons, out of the 5, I think this game I felt the same way as when I read Storm of Swords. Mainly, why? Because I felt betrayed by the game. I felt betrayed very unfairly when Gandalf died, or when we went to this building and the building collapsed on our heads. I felt betrayed by the game and I was very unhappy and furious. Also, I felt betrayed, literally when Onef was betraying the team. I felt the same way as when I read, if you've read the book, you know what I'm talking about, the Red Wedding. If you've read the book or watched the series, because that scene, it's similar in the series than it is in the book. But in general, the tone, it's like a world, it's very harsh. Just by walking, people are dying because they are hungry and everything is harsh. There's death in every corner, and on top of that, in the game you have human, normal, regular people, and then you have Barl, which are these massive beings with horns who don't age, kind of like elves. And in Storm of Swords, people are killing people, and this game as well, people, Barl and human, people are killing themselves Also, at the same time, they are fighting a menace coming from the north, something about dredge and some cloud of darkness, whatever, we don't know. We didn't get to know in the first game. So this is, I think it summarizes very well what this game is. I don't know the Banner Saga 2 and or 3 if they will feel the same. I guess one rule is we cannot repeat scores, so I cannot use the Storm of Swords again for final review of the Banner Saga 2 and 3. Maybe they feel more like Feast of Crows or Dance with Dragons, something else. We'll see. So there you have it, and this is it for this is the end of the Banner Saga. As a final word, look forward to the Banner Saga 2 and more that will come in the future. And this is it for today. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Remember that you can subscribe to the channel, which is free for you and very helpful for me. And I'll see you next time. Bye now.